Hey everyone, welcome back to Spark Planner Life. I'm Courtney, and today we're going to be talking about strengths and how you could achieve your goals by focusing on your strengths. So, it's that time of year. We are getting ready for the new year, 2023, which is crazy to think that we are finally here. I feel like this year was like a whirlwind. That just went by really, really fast. So I wanted to talk about strengths because, for one, I am in the middle of reading Becca Syme's Dear Reader, Please Quit Writing, or whatever that book is called. I'll have it linked down below. Can't think of what the name is. It's kind of long. But it's basically what she's also known for is coaching writers about using your strengths and how to achieve your writing faster. And it got me thinking of during the Indie Writers Fest, there was a presentation by Sarra, and she kind of played up on the strengths as well. And so I was like, watching the presentation and then now reading the book, I was thinking, okay, how can I implement those strengths? Which one? I got to figure out what my strengths are, and then how do I incorporate those to the new year to know what I need to focus on in order to achieve my goals. So without further ado, I'm going to take you to my top-down view of what I have for the book. Okay, so you might have heard about Strength Finders, and this is by Don Clifton, so Clifton Strengths, right? And you could get this book, and what's really cool is it has like this access code, so you could take the quiz, essentially. I think it's like 30 minutes, has a lot of different questions to kind of get to know more your personality traits. And so I did this back in 2016 or so. And so it was I still have it. I took it for work. And it got me thinking have I changed? And you might be thinking, okay, 2016, we're in 2023, essentially. Life changes and all that stuff. You get older, mature, all that, But it actually goes into that at this beginning that it followed for, I think, 20 years from children until they're, I think, like an adult. And really, the core value of yourself, you don't really change. You can change your environment, you can change your perspective, but truly deep down, you don't really change. And reading, which you can see here, is what my 5 strengths are. But actually reading about them, I was like, yeah, that's still true to this day. And so what I did was I took the book and I wrote down my strengths, and let's see if I can zoom more so you can see. I can't zoom it down, so look, we just go like that, right? You can't really see the pen, but so my strengths are discipline, achiever, focus, learner, and analytical. And you might be thinking, those all sound quite the same. Well, they pretty much are, and it goes to show in the book is they all have really similar action items. So there's a list of about 34, they call them 34 themes and ideas for action. So I'm not going to read the huge long list, but you can look it up, Google it. But my 5 are very similar, and that goes to be also on the action items that they have in the book. It kind of goes into it. So what I wanted to do is first kind of go over this equation, which you could do it yourself. And essentially the items, these, I guess, themes you could say, they're more like talents. So what are you good at? So it's like it says a natural way of thinking, feeling, or behaving. And so that is essentially inherently you, what you're good at, what you feel, all that stuff. And what goes into kind of a comparison about kind of a football star as well as Michael Jordan. So it's like they have the talent. They're just born that way, right? We all are here for a purpose, and they're here to be professional basketball and football player. And so then it goes into this investment, which is the time spent practicing, developing your skills, and building your knowledge base. So now this is the one that you could change. So you could put in a lot of time for something, or you could not put in a lot of time. And so it kind of has a factor, right? So you're going to multiply your time by your investment, and that is going to be your strength. And your strength is the ability to consistently provide a near perfect performance. So you want to be, let's say you want to be an astronaut. I don't know. So you have to have a talent is essentially you are, I guess you kind of have to be athletic to a certain point. So your body composition has to be a certain way to be an astronaut. So you have to withstand all that, the force of, going against gravity and all that stuff. But then your investment. So this could be all about studying, about the planets and all this stuff. So you could put a lot of effort. But if you are not naturally fit, then your strength's going to be a lot lower score than someone that is more fit and they put in your investment. So essentially you want to find talents that you can also spend time on, and then that will achieve, as I say, near perfect performance. So there's a better example in this book, but that's kind of what I got from it. So here we have it. And so discipline. So I'm just going to list you mine just because it's what I have and we're working with me right now. But if you're interested, I could totally, dive a little deeper into your, I guess, your strengths and figure those out. So just leave a comment down below and I'll try to help you out best I can. So, okay, so discipline. So it says you gotta check your plan often, create a system to improve efficiency, form a well-organized space, create a timeline with step-by-step plan. Those are action items, and they're so true. I do love planning. I do love times. I do love structure. And so in order to achieve more, I got to really dive deeper into these aspects. So very similar is achiever, so attach timeline, measurement, goals, build. This one's kind of interesting. Build a celebration for progress and accomplishments. As an achiever, we don't really focus on ourselves for when we achieve that goal. So for example, if you're, I guess, let's say a swimmer, right, and you get first place, but you're considered right achiever, you're just going to be like, okay, now let's see if I could, get my time a little faster, right? You're not focusing on, wow, I just accomplished, I got first place in this race, right? So just kind of, which is what I need to do is work on celebrating my progress. Prepare objective before meeting productivity, and then continue education to support goals. So that's that. Then we have focus, which is stretch goals beyond your work and add personal goals. So just don't focus solely on work. Schedule your efforts and stick to a schedule. So you're hearing a lot of scheduling. So everything kind of goes back into it's like a full circle, right? Everything's related to one another, which makes sense. So then as a strength that's kind of what I need to focus on to help achieve my goals. So going back to my talent, these are my talents, and now I just got to put in the effort, and then it will, everything will just kind of go into place, and then I'll be hitting all my goals, right? What were we on? Focus. So strengths goals beyond work, add personal goals. Okay. And write down your aspirations. Well, it's kind of similar to building celebration. A learner is develop ways to track progress. So maybe doing habit trackers, that kind of thing. And then schedule learning. So schedule designated time for me to learn different things. So I want to get better at filming, editing, all that stuff, is then I need to put a designated time on my calendar, say, learn a little bit more about YouTube, learn more about photography, that kind of thing. And then the last one is analytical, which is analyze data patterns. So there we have it. So those are my 5 strengths. And you might be like, okay, Courtney, now you have what your strengths are. How are you going to implement those with planning? Good question. So what I'm going to do is taking what I know that I'm built for, essentially, which is creating timelines, following routines, is I'm going to try to focus on those elements for 2023. And so what I'm going to do is I do my normal planning, weekly, daily, monthly, all that stuff, but I'm actually going to put time-based goals. So, which, right, are typically called SMART goals, right? And so I'm going to do a step-by-step. So adding, which is very similar to the HB90 method planning, where you get your goals and then you get your projects, tasks, and that really works, but I'm actually going to try to stick to it and break everything down to the task level so I can help achieve that. And then also putting celebrations in is something that I think we all need to add a little bit into our lives. We need to celebrate, each little win. There's always a win in a day, so just try to figure that, try to focus on that. Do a little bit more of learning. Right now I'm doing deep dive into writing, revising my books and stuff like that. So I'm reading several writing craft books, so I want to focus on that as well. And so that's kind of what my game plan is. And I just kind of wanted to share that and how you could use themes for your strengths and how to achieve your goals. And I'd say this book's pretty cool, is it goes into different, right, for each of the 34, there's the action list. And then it also has working with others who have that trait, so if you're working on a team or something, it's kind of interesting to know about it. But I think it's kind of a cool book, and actually reading it the actual reading the beginning part, because I never did that. I just read about what I was, but it's kind of cool. So this kind of goes into a video that I think is going to be posted after this video, which is about my digital Kanban board. So I already set up my goals for my writing and for YouTube, and I did the projects and stuff like that. And also, one thing is that just thinking about strengths and stuff like that is I love pen and paper. And I'm actually realizing that is why digital planning just never worked, because I don't feel that connection with the computer that I do with pen and paper. And so it'll be interesting to know how the digital Kanban board works. Now kind of taking a deep dive into my strengths and stuff like that. So that'll be interesting. But I need to still do my personals, and I'm going to do my personal goals. I will do them on paper, so then I'll have kind of a side-by-side comparison to know what digital's like, as well as what physical. But one thing is doing like more digital planning, as in like writing instead of typing. I wonder how that would correlate. So that's kind of something to think about. If you do digital planning, definitely leave a comment down below because I'm curious to know how different or similar it is to the physical paper. And so that kind of goes into my planner here is I'm actually adding a work section in here because, right, part of the discipline, one of the things is check your plan often. And if I'm not bringing this, which is my, I guess my author planner, but also it has YouTube stuff in it as well, so it's kind of like my side business. Planner is, I'm not taking that with me because I can't take this planner, plus that, like, that's just, no one has time for that. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of those main things into this planner, so then when I have this, I have everything, because that's what I've also learned is, right, if it's out of sight, out of mind. So if I'm not looking at my author planner every day, I won't keep on track, which then goes into meeting my timelines. So it all just kind of circles, but I'm kind of rambling right now. But anyways, I just wanted to share how utilizing your strengths and kind of setting a plan for achieving your goals. Don't know if this was helpful, but I thought I would just share. And with that, I hope to do a few more planning videos, getting ready, setting goals, my personal goals for 2023. The digital one, which is my work-related goals, should be coming live pretty soon, the next couple of days. And I think that is it. I hope you guys enjoy. Until next time. Bye.